Hi, Summer. I am exploring this topic again. I am struggling with it. Um, I think having fun. I enjoy it through listening to my heart and trusting what I think is fun and pursuing that to the fullest. And if you can share that with other people, then it really is thrilling. And I've done that in ways through my life. One good example is when I was on the rowing team in college. Uh, the, our purpose for being there, we were preparing for something great in life. Whether we went on to those things or not, we had a seriousness of purpose, and we felt like by doing the things we did on the rowing team, that made us stronger, more capable people, and hang on. And that would prepare us for something great in life. And and it was just fun. It was daring. It was exciting to be on the water. It was exciting to be on a boat like that, and to work together as a team in that way. It was thrilling and fulfilling, um, and all the adventures and misadventures we went on as a team. Um, that was exciting and fun for me, and I was exploring and learning about people and relationships, learning how to be a good friend, and learning what it meant to be friends with a lot of people. Um, I had various forms of that before in my life, but nothing like what I experienced on that team. And rowing, typically, it's perceived as something special. It's perceived as something that you can only do if you have a certain kind of strength. And to me, that was fulfilling and reassuring, uh, probably because of the doubt that I've experienced in my life prior to that about my own abilities. So that was validating for me to be on a team like that in that way as well. But when it comes down to it, it was an adventure. It really felt like an adventure. I was part of something special. I did it with other people, and it was fun. So I trusted my heart, and I do believe it made me a stronger, better person in some ways. And I have my moments of doubt in others. I have my moments of doubt about that, how much it really benefited me. But I feel like it was a good example of one way to really live life to the fullest. It was as much as I could possibly imagine one way to really live life to the fullest, and I'm pleased with that. And I don't feel like it's necessary for a person to have to try much harder to do much better. I think I tried as hard as a human being possibly could, to find some kind of meaning and purpose and joy from that experience. And other examples, a good example again is the musicals. Being in a musical can be one of the most exciting, fulfilling, fun, adventurous experiences that a person can have. And you're exploring relationships with other people. You're making friends. There's excitement. There's usually romance and drama. Maybe call that Roma. Uh, but there's romance and drama backstage and on stage, and it lasts for months, usually at a time. So it's usually very fulfilling. My only suggestion is make sure you stay friends with those people, and try to do some of the same musicals with the same cast, or do new musicals with the same cast. Uh, you know, so you don't just lose touch with everyone, because that can be pretty sad, actually, to just lose touch with everyone you were in a show with. So if you're a member of a cast, and you're a member of a production crew, or a member of a company, that's what I meant, a company, then you stay family with them. You stay in touch with them. A company can last for a very long time, a production company. So our company was MTC, and yeah, so musicals are a good example of that. And those things really help me explore meaning and purpose in life. I mean, there's the experience you have with the people that you're working with, but there's also the story, the narrative that's being told. and why that's meaningful, why that's entertaining or inspiring or uplifting or even sad, why that makes us feel the way an audience feels when they experience seeing a show like that, hearing it, smelling it. So, so those are a couple of examples of ways that I feel like in my past I've tried to live life to the fullest. Um, and through my work, I always try to make an effort in that way. I've always pursued jobs that had some kind of higher purpose or had some kind of mission to contribute to the greater good. And I think that's a good place to start for finding meaning and purpose in life. And some of those jobs have been very fulfilling. Many of them have been very exhausting, very difficult, stressful. And I have not left many of those work engagements with many relationships. For whatever reason, I have not stayed friends with many people that I've worked with in that capacity, where we had some kind of purpose, and we were still part of some kind of team, but we've lost touch, and that's sad. And I feel like part of the reason that that's the way it is just the way modern society is structured. That people don't have a lot of time outside of work, and if you stop working at one place, start working at another, you really barely have time to keep up with the people that you're working with now, um, and any kind of social capacity outside of work. But I have lost touch with a lot of those folks, and that's very sad to me. Um, so my dad's in the hospital. He had a biopsy last week for possible cancer in his kidney. He's 77, and he's got a pretty serious heart condition. So it's dangerous to do these procedures. He's in the hospital now because while he recovered from his first procedure for his kidney, he got the flu, and I think he got that from me. Uh, we're calling it the stomach flu, but apparently that's not the scientific name. It's some kind of gastro something, maybe a virus, but it's a bad situation. He's very, very sick. And when I had it, it was 3 days of just absolute decimation where I couldn't do anything, and and 2 days to fully recover, where I was still pretty sick but recovering. And I knew that if he got it, it was going to be dangerous, and I'm pretty sure it's exactly the same thing. So I'm very concerned, and I want to do everything I can. I feel like he is in good hands in the hospital. Um, Part of my frustration, part of my sadness in this situation is that as a family, in they've been punctuated with conflict and bitterness, and that was always a wish of my father, was that we could overcome that. And him being the most loving person in my life that I've ever known, and him being probably my best friend, I'm very loyal to him and committed to his happiness. And to see him be sad, because of our failure in that way, you know, uh, I can't help but to be sad and feel like I've failed because I've tried to be there right beside him in that way. I feel like I've really tried to contribute as much as I can to our family. I feel like I have gone above and beyond what I think is normally expected, to the point of really depleting my resources again and again so that I don't have much left over for relationships with people outside of my family. And I don't think that that's a very healthy thing. So here I am. It is April 14th or 13th, 2018. You are almost 3 years old, but you're still two. You're talking up a storm. You're getting smarter and smarter every day. You're looking more and more like a young adult. And we're still having a lot of fun. You're sleeping upstairs right now. I just walked Wookie. We're at Pine Ledge. And I love you very much. I'm going to keep trying to live life to the fullest. There's a link in our YouTube channel to a scene in a movie. The movie is called The 13th Warrior. Antonio Banderas praise before a battle, and then his prayer has to do with living life well now, uh, and uh, and dealing with regrets. And I was very inspired by that prayer. The Viking prayer also talks about family and ancestors and mortality, and I felt that was very moving too, especially at this time, especially because I've always been concerned about my parents' mortality. So that link is in there, and I hope you watch it. And I'm going to try to live life to the fullest. I feel like I've been knocked down. We had some failures as a family in the past few months, especially, and that's really broken my heart, and it's broken my faith that things can get better. It has filled me with doubt. It's made me question all the things that I've done to try to improve things uh, throughout my life and the history of our relationships in this family. Um, so I'm really having a hard time overcoming that. But I'm going to try. And I love you. I think you're waking up now, so I'm going to get going. All right. I hope this video was helpful or enlightening or inspiring in some way. And I hope it wasn't too depressing. But it's a dose of reality for where I'm at right now. And I think sharing my reality with you as accurately as possible and as genuinely as possible, that's one of the best things I can do to help you, no matter what, even if it isn't pretty. So I'm going to try to make it pretty today. I'm going to do what I can to contribute to my relationships um, without feeling like I'm making myself too vulnerable and just, you know, um, seeing the same kind of things happen again and again that hurt me, in spite of how much effort I put into things. So, okay. All right. I'm going to try. I'm going to try for my dad. Love you.